All right, let's talk a little sports. The NFL season officially starts in about 40 minutes. The Bills and Rams. Um, I think the Bills will win. It's going to be a closer game than I think people realize. The Bills might be able to pull it off at the end at like 10 or something like that. Matthew Stafford is not really 100%. It's kind of banged up. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Rams do with some missing pieces. Odell was a huge part of their offense last 7 games, and definitely in the Super Bowl. He was the reason Cooper Cup was so open a lot of times, and he had a huge touchdown and a huge catch prior to him getting hurt in the Super Bowl. So he's gone. So piece of the defense are gone. They're not, totally dismantled, but those are huge holes to fill. Von Miller's a veteran defensive end, and Odell Beckham, really lifted the offense. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. But I think, it'll probably be another 30, 40 point game for each team. Like, it's hard to slow down some of those powerful offenses, even when you have a good defense. Whoever can get the running game going early is going to be the only way to kind of slow up some of them, keep the other offense on the sideline. So if the Bills get the running game going, then that will help them, or if the Rams get the running game open. But we'll see. I think I like the Chargers as like a sleeper pick this year. I really want that quarterback to do really well. The Chargers had some weird games last few years of just losing by 3 points, 6 points, 7 points. So I still like the Chargers. I like the Raiders. It's going to be interesting what Denver can do. Obviously, Russell Wilson is a legend, but he still got to have some pieces, and they trade a lot of pieces just to get him. But they don't have the best defense. But we'll see. I think the sleeper pick team would be what if Miami can use all those pieces they bought. Technically, they built that team for Tom Brady and Sean Payton. A lot of issues happened so they blew up that deal. The deal never happened, but remember, Sean Payton retired allegedly to go over there. Tom Brady retired allegedly to go over there. That deal was blew up. Obviously, Tom Brady stayed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm sure Sean Payton will come back relatively soon. So they did all that to get these guys at that team. So they built it thinking it would be Tom Brady's at the quarterback, but it's Tua. That's a huge difference. Um, I think they'll be okay, but the issue is they have to get the ball out of his hands quick. If the offensive line is not good, they have no shot. Because if they're able to get him on the floor, on the ground quick, or just get him out of position, get him running to his left when the play is for the right, or running to the right, or something like that, they can blow up a lot of those deep passes, a lot of those screens. So if the offensive line is not actively, like, from the game one, the best or second best offensive line in the league, they have no shot. Because the only way to beat a team with fast guys on the outside is by whether blitzing or just getting to the quarterback or just moving him off his spot. So you don't have to necessarily get him on the ground, but if the play is for the right and you rush them to the left, he has to throw it either across his body, which is not good, or throw it out of bounds, or he becomes a runner instead of a passer, and the likelihood of you being able to chase him down increases. So I like those teams in the East. I'm gonna say the West. I like the Giants. I can't trust Dallas. I don't think Washington is going anywhere. I like if the Giants can stay healthy. That's the biggest issue with the Giants is they just haven't been able to stay healthy. So it'll be interesting to see what the Giants can do this year. Obviously, we're gonna pick Green Bay, but Green Bay's issue is they're just mediocre. They have a superstar quarterback and they have nothing else. They let a lot of guys walk last year. Monte Adams and guys like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do with Aaron Rodgers. And he hasn't demanded that they keep these guys. He hasn't demanded that they keep a solid running back or put money in the defense. He was like, whatever. That's their job, and I got all the money, and that's cool. So I think they'll, win the division again, but it'll probably be between them and Chicago. But if they don't stay healthy, it's the same thing. You go to make playoffs and be out. We'll see. I think San Francisco will be fine because they signed Jimmy G. When you have Jimmy G as essentially the backup quarterback, you have an ace. So you may not need it, But if I do, I got it. So I think they're gonna let Trey Lance, lead the team for now. Um, I like Trey Lance, but I actually think Jimmy G's the best person for that team. It's a weird relationship that they have with them because if a guy is successful, you keep him, but he's successful for 3 quarters instead of 4. So they have to figure out if he's going to be the main guy later in the season or mid-season. They have to either figure out how we can get a lead every game and go in the fourth quarter up 15, up 14, up 10, and run the ball out. So we got to figure it out. But I just think Jimmy G they trust him in the team wise. I don't think, a lot of the players really, they play better with other guys there, but the coaches really want Jimmy G for whatever reason. But I'm glad they caught him and kept him because I think they're going to talk about trading him, but you got an ace. You got a guy who's putting up the numbers when, for the overall. Maybe not, in the playoffs or stuff like that, but he wins more games than, than the other guys. But I think he will be there for them if they get in trouble with Trey Lance. But I hope it's a good season. Hope everybody stays healthy. We're going to see. I didn't play fantasy this year because I cannot take the heartbreak anymore. But I just want to watch the game and have fun. We'll see. Be safe.